It is the first of its kind. I'd like to officially welcome you to the Nigeria Day at the Essence Film Festival. With me, your host, I go by Shwan Faqua. Now, for the very first time in Essence history, Nigeria has been given a full day of activation at the festival. Yes, for the very first time. Today, we are making history. For the very first time, Nollywood stars are here in Hollywood, and they're here to talk about the film industry. We're going to have panel discussions, fireside chats, interviews, and lots more. Stay tuned.
What do you think has been the most important thing for you that you've seen that has made the content we've created so far so relatable?
I believe, first of all, thank you. Thank you, Teresi. I believe that it was the time we decided that we were not going to keep telling our stories to ourselves. We wanted the world to hear our stories. I'm going to use Fela, for instance. When Fela started his music, he had his contemporaries doing music, but why would Fela sell out in countries where they don't understand Pidgin English or Yoruba? It was because he came with something, my culture, my language, my drum, my costume, but mixed with rock, jazz, hip life, hip hop, R&B, his horns, the minor chords. So he's able to tell his story, but using global sound. So when we got to the point where we decided to detach a little bit and let the world enjoy who we are, telling our stories in the way that they can understand, in our locations, in the plot, in the structure of our stories, not just how it used to be, the epics, the voodoos, the this, but now we're telling globally relatable themes with the plot and the structure that the K-dramas are using now. The Indian films have changed and all that. So it's in us being able to use a general global plot and structure to tell the African story in the authentic way.
What was your introduction to Nollywood?
So I have to give you the non-Nigerian aspect, right? So there is a diaspora out there that is, black. So the Caribbean, South America, there's a lot of us who don't know where we come from. So when I first met Stella, I was so nervous because I've been watching Stella for a long time. Like we had these little stores, like in Haiti, we have these little stores, Nollywood is or Hollywood. So meeting Stella, I almost passed out. I'm always nervous around her, but she never knows why, right? So he said, when you're married to a Nigerian and when you're Haitian, you become like a diplomat for Haiti. So whenever I go to Nigeria, I'm always asked about Haiti. I always asked about everything. When I leave Nigeria and I go to Haiti, I go to like Brazil, wherever I go, they want to know about Nigeria. They want to know that what they see in Nollywood, is it the same? So I was so nervous doing our wedding because my sister had watched this Nollywood movie and she was expecting the flowers to be on the floor. I think it was Beyonce, and I was nervous that she was going to say something that was just going to embarrass me.
So I'm more like an investor in Nollywood, as you would say, very small scale. I like to be quiet. But more importantly, for us to really scale to the level that we need to, we have to build what you call infrastructure. And I have a few ideas on what infrastructure looks like. The rate at which we produce films, there needs to be a standardization of how you edit. So whatever comes out of Nollywood is at a particular level that can transcend Africa. As we like to do, I like Nollywood, we like to go international first, but we forget that there are 1 billion people in your backyard that actually appreciate your movie. Fun fact, I went to South Africa with a few Nigerian actors. Jocelyn, it was Jocelyn, it was Juliet, it was, yes, a few. And we went to a village that was about remotely in nowhere, like a proper village. And you would see people hide to say, is that him? Is that not him? Is it them? No, it can't be them. Are they real? And that went to show how deep, and those were our DVDs, how deep and how integral it went. So infrastructure is very big. There are a plethora of infrastructures that we need, from studios to editing houses. And when I mean editing houses, I mean you can walk in with your cut film and you can come back 3 days later, it's cut, it's properly graded, all those things. There are a lot of plans around that, but I don't want to bore everybody by going into the technicalities of these, so this is one.
Yes, and it's interesting.
All right, we're still having fun at the Essence Festival. Nigeria has a full day of activation at the festival. It's the first of its kind. Stay tuned. We have a lot more coming up.
We're just gonna, have a quick Q&A. First about the movie, and then also about, let's just talk about the process. As a producer, Yolanda, what does that look like? This kind of movie, as Africans, we're really trying to level up and make sure that, our movies are global standard. And that movie was global standard for me. I don't know about you. I've seen all the movies y'all Nollywood put out. Thor 3, no. So I'm going to pass the mic over to Shwan. Let him start.
Thank you, everyone, for coming out to see this beautiful piece. Thank you, that Good Media and the Essence Film Festival. It's such an honor to be here. So the movie was released last night on Amazon Prime. For those who, so you can still go see it, take your time, got a family or friends and watch it. For me, what's the process? That's that it? First of all, the story, right? When Etim Effiong, who's also the producer, back producer and director, his wife Victoria produced this piece. When he reached out to me and said, "Oh, we have this project for you." I have never worked with him before, even though I've always been looking forward to work with him. I had auditioned for him sometime about 6-7 years ago, and for some reason I never got a call back, which is fine. It happens, So they called me up and said, "Oh, please, I want you to come and read for this character, right?" And they sent me a side. I love the side. Right, the side is just a part of the script, not the entire script, but just the scene that I read. I loved it, right? And I went in for the reading myself and F.A. really, who played Sarah, yes, my wife in the film. She was there as well, and I had all of these things that I put together, just before I got there. I sat her down. I said to her, "This is it. Like, this is the film. I've not seen the entire script, but you see this scene, I'm sold, right?" And so we just put together something. We went in and we read for it, and it felt like a film. And this was what they were saying to us much later, because they recorded that, reading or, audition, and that was it for them. So when they eventually sent me the entire script, I was already sold from the side. I saw the script. I played sometime, I think 2015 or so, I played a military officer, but it was a short film. It was for the Armed Forces Remembrance Day, right? Put together by the Nigerian Armed Forces. But this was more elaborate. This had so many arcs to it. You can see from what you've watched, this today, that there's a lot of work that went into it, and I didn't just want to portray a military officer just like that. I always like to put in little things that would, get the character to stand out. Number one was the accent. Maybe a few people noticed it. Also, I made him left-handed, so I'm not left-handed. The character is left-handed, right? And that was one of the most difficult parts, because before we got to the set, the stunt choreographer to his left hand, but we did it, albeit in such a short time. I hope it came out well. For those who have seen it, you give us the verdict much later. And then, we put that together. And I'm just glad that, for me, I've always been looking forward to the audience feedback, especially when you see a beautiful story on paper, we're very concerned as actors. Maybe for me, let me speak for myself, how it translates to screen, you know, because it's totally different. You can have a beautiful story on paper, but then you're like, you watch it, you know, so there's that apprehension, you know. But I think this came out beautifully well, if I do say so myself. Thank you. Awesome qualified. Thank you.
Well, I mean, again, can we just give him a round of applause? Just because. So, as an actor who isn't struggling anymore, and you're now known, where do you get to the point where you identify a script and you say, yes, this is for me, no, this isn't for me? Are you picky at this point? Or are you still like, you know, I got to pay bills?
It's actually a very good question, because there's only a thin line between wanting to pay bills and wanting to be in you know, for the project. You know, you have to ask the right questions. Who's playing? Who else is? You know, where is it showing? You know, how many days, how many weeks? You know, and then you start asking about the money. Money is very important, guys. But sometimes you just read a script and it calls you out. You know, you don't care who's in it, how much it's going to cost you. You just want to do it. And I don't know if it happens to other guys, but as I'm reading a script, I'm already editing the scenes in my head. You know, I'm editing how I want to take that scene or whatever. And, you know, for us, well, one of the skill sets that I do is I create memories for my character. So it helps me forge and, you know, become the character. And as I'm reading and as I'm forging those memories for that character, it pulls me into the script, and that's how I can like decide what I want to do.
So as a producer, what is most important in telling a story? Because if you say you're a filmmaker, you're a truth sayer, your film has to say the truth. So this is House of Secrets, and in a long time, I haven't watched a movie that has blown me away like this one. So number one is casting. Who is playing these characters? Because who you cast is who's going to carry the story. Because you're going to see this story from one person's perspective or one person's eye. So whoever you cast is very important, from your lead to the day players, very important. Secondly, who is the DOP, the cinematographer? Because he's going to tell that story through the lens of the camera. So that person is also very important, and you have to allow him pick the gaffer, because lighting is also important in telling the story. If you light an actor badly, it will look like, pardon my French, shit on screen. So that's very important. So they always have to have a synergy and also work with the director. So who is the director as well? Because the director is the person. Every film is a film by a Nia Kamalayan film, a B. Bandele film. It's not a Shwan Faqua film. So he has to be able to direct a Shwan Faqua for the DOP to capture him, and then you get what you see on the big screen. Then production design is one department where everybody downplays a lot. So if you watch this film, you can see how much went into production design. Because as an actor, you step into a set, you have to believe that this is real, this is what I read, this is what it's supposed to be. So the production designer designs a world that allows the actor become. If they cannot become, they cannot perform.
That's right.
So that's very important. Costume design is under production design. Makeup, hair, those are very key departments that have to be critically, you have to critically pick who these people are, because everybody is a synergy. Everybody has to align to say, we are going to tell this story. One person can't tell a story. Everybody tells that story, up to the PA, the best boy, the grip department. So as a producer, you have to get a good line producer, associate producer that will help you to build this team. Then another part that we always forget and think is not important, rehearsals. To rehearse. You must make yourself available to rehearse. So watching a movie like this, Sean rehearsed. Effie, I believed Effie as Sarah. Kate Henshaw was amazing. Funlola, like you can go pick every character here. I can tell that they did their homework. So the backstory, there's a character Bible, and they interpreted it as best as they possibly could. So I think when you have all of those pieces together, your job is done.
I mean, at that point, maybe we don't even need actors anymore. I'm kidding. for you, right now, what is the most exciting thing about being a Nollywood sensation in this period right now?
Hi everyone, it's great to be here.
Come on.
And yes, for such a time as this, it's I'd say Nollywood is at the forefront, at the frontier of pushing the African narrative and pushing that narrative globally. We're all excited about Afrobeats and what Afrobeats is doing around the world. Wait for Nollywood.
Come on.
Nollywood is coming. And I'm really excited that people like Daddio, Mr. Richard Mofe Damijo paved the way for us to come here. And what you're seeing is just the beginning. There's more to come. And then when we come, we're going to blow everyone away. You see those other guys out there? They don't know what we hit them, guys. See, I'm telling you, what we're packing, okay? And I don't say that lightly. We're packing, and the truth is, you see, Africa is the motherland, right? The birthplace of storytelling. What Nollywood is doing is putting these stories in these vessels and casting these vessels across the world, right? From the motherland to every nook and cranny of this world.
Come on.
And blessing the world with our stories, okay? That's the most exciting thing about being an actor, is that we're vessels carrying life to every corner of this universe.
Wow.
All right, we are still at the Essence Festival, and we are still having the panel discussions going on, the fireside chats with Nollywood sensations that have graced our presence. So I have one more coming up.
A year before I got the call from Chuck Lorre to create the show, I'd been pitching a show to all the networks based on my Nigerian family, and nobody bought it. Nobody. And so I put it aside and I was like, well, they're not ready for me. I've always felt like I've been ahead of my time in this industry. I've always pitched stuff and then nothing happens and then I see it being done with someone else. And then a year later, I get a call out of the blue from Chuck Lorre who says, I want to make a show, but I want a Nigerian female protagonist. And CBS was interested. So for me, it was irritating. I'm like, I've been pitching this shit for a whole year, nobody wanted it. And this white man comes along and goes, I'm gonna make a show with Nigerians. And everybody goes, yeah, that sounds amazing. So it was very frustrating, but I'm also grateful because he didn't have to do that. We've seen how African people have been depicted in movies and television in the past, and that's from white people thinking that they know us and they can make a show without our input. So at least he had the foresight to go, you know what? We're white guys, we don't know anything about the culture. Let's get somebody who can give us a proper insight and help insight and make this thing authentic. So I'm very grateful for that. But at the same time, I'm frustrated that I was pitching the show a year before and nobody was interested because they didn't know what to. It took a white man to get a show about Nigerians made. So that's the industry we're in at this point.
And that's the truth. The beauty about being Nigerians is we have organic hustle in us. We don't take no for an answer. So we create the opportunities. I was working at the Federal Reserve and was using my vacation days to do background work on sets, to meet the crews, to hire them to shoot my short films on weekends. That was how I was training myself for this industry and creating my opportunities because people weren't opening the doors for us. But that's what we have to do.
Mm-hmm. But now you're a showrunner to be reckoned with. Hello. Talk to us a bit about that journey, Talk to us a bit about
real quick.
Yes.
Before you pass over. I think it's also us supporting each other. Mm-hmm. You see other cultures supporting each other. Absolutely. And in turn, people are like, what's going on over there? The fact that in music, in film, in television, we're finally supporting ourselves fully. Mm-hmm. And people are wanting to jump on the bandwagon and figure out what's going on over there? Why is everybody gravitating over there? We want to be a part of it too. We've been the ish from the beginning.
Speak it.
We've known this from the beginning. So it's just, it's time. Yeah. It's God's time. So that's why.
Amen.
And we're here at Essence. Our own people finally, bringing us in.
Finally?
Finally.
Finally!
Finally. Okay, let's go back to Carol. Talk to us a bit about that journey. How did you go from the Federal Reserve to being this showrunner that everyone wants to work with?
Well, thank you. Well, I told my mom at 13 that I wanted to be a writer, and typical Nigerian mother, God bless her, she laughed really hard, and then...
What, she laughed? She didn't beat you? Okay.
She laughed, and then she left the room, and that was the end of the conversation. So I studied economics, as one does when that happens, but I never lost my love of storytelling and art, and so I was just very strategic. Even in college, I was a theater minor, but my mother didn't know that until I graduated. All she cared about was the economics degree, and I got that. And then even working at the Fed, I wanted to be at the New York Fed, so I was near the theater scene. So for the majority of my 20s, and yeah, I know I look like I'm still there, but not. But for the majority of my 20s, my routine was, I'm at the trading desk at 6:30 in the morning. I trade for most of the morning. I do my economic analysis that's going to whatever chairman at the time. And then 5 p.m. I would leave and then go to the theater. And it was whatever black box theater in New York, we were putting up our plays. Sometimes I made it home to go to bed. Sometimes I didn't. I'd go back to the Fed, shower at the gym, change, and be back on the trading desk. And that was the hustle for my 20s. Because again, that's what we have to do. And then I loved theater. It's what my training was in, but TV was my baby. I loved TV. I still consume way too much TV instead of sleeping.
It's research. It's research.
It is research. And so I knew I needed to teach myself how to write for TV because I couldn't afford to quit my job and go back to school. I like knowing where my card note comes from. It's very important to me. And so I did. I put myself through my own masterclass. I would download scripts off the internet, watch the shows that I loved, and teach myself how to write for those. And then, like I said, I used my vacation days to do background work, to meet crew. Everyone was trying to get a line here, a line there. I'd be sitting next to the boom operator like, so what do you do? And how did you get your job? And how do you become a sound mixer? And what does that do? And that was how I learned the industry. And then ultimately, some of my short films did really well on the film festival circuit, landed me my manager.
Great. So last words, really, or final words as we end this panel. We really want more inclusion in Hollywood, more representation. It's beautiful for us to see, see what happened with Wakanda and see what happened with like a Woman King. We want more of those movies. How do we make that happen?
We have to support each other. We have to go to each other's screenings, go to each other's comedy shows. I'm doing a tour right now, Woman King of Comedy. Anyway, continue. We just have to support each other. Support each other. Go to each other's things. Help each other make things. This is how we do it. Do what the white people do. Support each other. Yeah. Build together. That's the only way we're going to get this, get a real foothold in this industry and not have it controlled by other people. This is what we need to do.
And also, don't take no for an answer. Nowadays, there's no one way to get your project out there. No one can stop you from writing. No one can stop you from... Listen, people throw a lens on an iPhone and create their projects and put it on YouTube, and now all of a sudden, Amazon or Netflix or whoever wants to acquire it. Make your projects. Do not take no for an answer. Do not listen to anyone who tells you that your story and your narrative isn't worthy of an audience, because we all know different.
Exactly. Do not
make it anyway. That is literally what we do. Make it anyway, because you never know where the opportunity is going to come from. You never know where the open door is going to be, or the window, or the whatever, and just be ready to jump through that. I didn't know where my start was going to come from, but I knew if I had those short films ready to go, I knew if I had those scripts ready to go, when that opportunity came, I was going to leap through that door. And that's what we all have the power to do.
Exactly. You don't let the gatekeepers validate you.
Exactly.
All right, I am standing with Mofe Duncan, who has flown all the way from Lagos, Nigeria, just for the Nigeria Day at the Essence Festival. Mofe, welcome to NOLA. How are you feeling?
Pretty good, pretty good. It's my first time here. It's been an amazing experience so far. Last night I was at the concert to see Lauryn Hill. I almost cried.
Okay, don't cry. All right, so Mofe, you have been a Nollywood actor. You've been in the industry for quite some time. Yeah. Did you see this happening? Did you foresee yourself at the Essence, for instance?
Well, not in this degree.
Okay.
This has been a long time coming, and big ups to Toyosi and That Good Media. We can say a lot about what they've done, but we'll never fully grasp how big this is. You know, maybe 5, 10 years down the line, like, oh my God, Toyosi decided this a while ago. This is huge. I never saw this coming. I saw this coming to Essence as an actor or with friends, not as a delegate, you know, representing my industry. So this is massive.
So you're a speaker today.
Yes, I am. Okay. I am. I'm on the panel to share my thoughts, my 2 cents. I can finally say 2 cents. You know? Yeah, to share my thoughts in the industry and just to shed some more light on how and why we work.
Okay. And so, Mofe, do you possibly see yourself in Hollywood? Do you foresee yourself as the next Denzel?
I mean, I absolutely do. I mean, it's a dream, you know. It's something that we look up to. I really want to work with Will Smith, Denzel, and all of that. I mean, it's something that we say passively, but now it might happen.
It might happen
because we're here now. Because we wouldn't have said this 10 years ago. But you know, hi, Mr. Will Smith.
Keep speaking it into existence. So, what do you think about the festival so far?
Brilliant. It's brilliant. It's more than I expected. The whole experience, the whole essence of Essence. See what I did there?
the whole essence of essence. Don't
you
leave
know,
him.
You know, it's great. It's great for Black people. It's great for the industry. This is massive, and being here is just like a dream come true for me. So I'm just like, you know, it's great. It's great. I love it. I'm absolutely having fun.
All right, Mofe, thank you so much for joining us. We hope you continue to enjoy your time here in New Orleans.
Thank you. And now I can put my shades back on.
Yes, you can. All right, we are still at the Nigeria Day at the Essence Film Festival. And yeah, we're going to be having some more chats coming up. Stay tuned. All right, so we are still at the Nigeria Day at the Essence Film Festival live in New Orleans. And Tosin has flown all the way from Lagos, Nigeria. Tosin is the owner of Olori Supergirl, which is a very huge blog. I'm a fan, by the way. Tosin, how are you feeling today?
I feel good. Okay. I feel nice, and I'm actually grateful that we are witnessing this in our generation and seeing that Nollywood is where it should be, which is the global space. Yeah.
Yes. As a serial influencer, you're like the one that started the influencer space. How does this moment feel to you?
Like I said earlier, I feel good because why we are not just hearing about it, we are the ones, you know, doing it. And Toyosi and her team, they put this together, and they actually called a few Nigerians. We are doing this. Are you interested? Join us, and that is the reason why I'm here. Yes. And I want to say congratulations to everyone who has put this together. Yeah.
Yes, and now the purpose of this is to foster the connection between Nollywood, Hollywood, and just other film industries in the world. What do you think the future is going to be like?
I think the future will be great. Seeing Nollywood, Hollywood, the Caribbeans and everyone doing movies together, not just movies, but also putting our stories out there, because once you put out a movie, it's the story that really matters. Exactly. So the characters will then interpret for us to understand and also see how it goes. So I think our stories need to be heard, not just on the African continent today, but also on the global space. And yes, here we are. And we want to see more of this in the future.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Tosin, for joining us. Thank you. And continue to enjoy yourself. Thank you. All right, and I am standing with the beautiful Omowunmi Dada, who has flown all the way from Lagos. Yes. Omowunmi, welcome to NOLA. How are you feeling?
I'm so excited to be here. It's my first time at New Orleans.
All right. And Omowunmi, how long have you been in the industry?
I would say I've been in the industry for over 10 years because I studied creative arts at the University of Lagos, 2006 to 2010. So I would say, and I did some gigs when I was in school, but officially my career professionally started in 2013. So it's 10 years now.
Oh, wow. So 10 years in the industry. Now, when you joined the industry, did you see this coming?
Honestly, I did. For some weird reasons, I saw the end from the beginning. Okay. God told me to see the bigger picture. And the big picture was so scary because it was just tiny me that just loved to do what I wanted to do. But I knew I was going to go places because I knew what stuff I was made of and the grace that God gave me and the talents that He embedded in me. And I just knew that I wanted to tell African stories to the world. How I was going to do it, I had no idea, but I just knew I had to be tenacious and the picture was going to be great. So yes, I'm so excited.
Omowunmi, I have to say I love the confidence. I absolutely love the confidence. And you're one of Nollywood's hottest sensations right now. How are you going to keep that staying power?
Well, honestly, it's just to continue doing what you know how to do best, living every day as if it was your last, taking every project like it's your very last, and giving the absolute best. So I think once you continue to do that, opportunities will keep opening for you, doors will keep opening for you, and people will never get tired of the craft because it is multifaceted. Yes.
And Omowunmi, do you see any future collaborations between Nollywood and Hollywood?
Oh, absolutely. I see amazing collaborations. The truth is, Nollywood is not where we used to be. Yes, we're not where we want to be, but we are on the step, we're on the move, we're on the go, we're on the train. And I see, and we've started to churn out absolute great content that I know that the world has seen and the world is appreciating right now. So yes, I see I see great collaborations with Nollywood and Hollywood, and I can't wait for it.
Thank you so much for joining us, and I hope you continue to enjoy the rest of the festival. Thank you, Omowunmi. Mwah. All right, I am standing with the fashion of film herself, Yolanda Okereke, who is a legendary costume designer. In fact, some of the best Nollywood films that you've seen on Netflix, on Prime, was styled by this damsel herself. Yolanda, welcome to New Orleans. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good.
Now, Yolanda, you have been in the industry for so long. You've styled so many movie sets. Tell us about your journey real quick.
My journey has been an incredible one. To be standing here in New Orleans, first Nigerian Day at Essence Film Festival, is a testimony that anything is possible. Right. So my journey, we're talking about over 15 years and so many work, a lot of credit. So I would say thank God. And I'm glad to be here as a programs director for the first Nigerian Days in New Orleans.
Yes, and last year Yolanda was at the festival. Did you in any way see the Nigeria Day happening? Did you see this coming?
Well, I would say as a Nollywood delegate last year, we were well received. Like, we were also well perceived, and we had the opportunity to walk into different kind of doors, so it was possible. But I would say the visionary of all of this is Toyosi. Like, she took the baton and then she ran with it, and here we are, celebrating Nigerian Day. Yes.
Now, Yolanda, do you see yourself possibly styling Hollywood film sets in the future? Do you see a collaboration between Nollywood and Hollywood?
Oh, yes, I already did something in my dream, so...
So it's going to happen.
It is happening. I speak in the present.
Yes.
It is happening. So definitely it's happening.
Absolutely.
I'm already here, so I've already planted my, so it's happening.
Pinned it.
Yes, pinned it. I said to God, this is it. My hand is on it, so yes.
Absolutely. All right, Yolanda, continue to enjoy the festival. Thank you so much for joining us. We're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to just start with the first question. What are some of the memorable challenges that you faced in your journey as an actor, and how did you overcome them? And this can be for anybody. Can we get more mics, please?
The most, since I got the mic,
the most memorable challenges. We all know why we're laughing. The whole of being in Nollywood is a memorable challenge.
It's a big challenge.
Okay.
For me, I think the first thing that happened with me was I was when I started out, I was really skinny and much darker. I didn't bleach, but yeah,
really hard to imagine.
Yeah, so it's hard to imagine, at that time. But what happened with me was a lot of directors of photography complained about lighting me.
Wow.
Yeah, and I felt like a leper at some point, because all the fine yellow boys like Stan and Shwan Faqua and Shwan Faqua were getting all the work, but in the biggest black industry where there are black people everywhere, it was difficult to light a black man, and it made me, yeah.
I
colorism.
think I can connect to that because when I also started, we were fresh from school, we were in the same class together. And, definitely, I was way skinnier than this. Creative arts, because we did a lot of rehearsals outside in the sun, were all so super dark. I remember that there was a time in the industry, really, I don't know if you guys can remember, if you're not yellow, very yellow, like you won't get the role. But for me, because I knew what stuff I was made of, and nothing was going to make me change the color of my skin, the only thing I knew to do was to remain tenacious and to keep at it. I said, if you don't give me the role, it's okay. You will come to me and offer me that character. And it has happened to me many times. I remember that I have walked into audition rooms where, they'll give you the most famous feedback, we'll get back to you, and they'll never get back to you. And I've also remembered that a lot of those filmmakers have come back to say, oh, Mom, I remember when you auditioned for me, you are so perfect for this, my character. And this is just to say that be you, like RMD said today. Just be you and be the best version of you at every point in time, and all things will fall onto you in pleasant places.
A round of applause for that, please. Overcoming colorism is definitely a huge challenge. So thank you so much, Shwan and Omowunmi, for sharing your stories. Can somebody share an inspiring story from your career? I'll probably push this to Daniel and Timini and Mazi Stan. Can you share an inspiring story from your career that has had a profound impact on you personally or professionally?
I'll share my story quickly. I share it at every opportunity I get, just to encourage someone out there. I started off in engineering. I was stuck in the world of oil and gas engineering, but my passion was in entertainment, was in storytelling. I'd watch the likes of RMD and Stella Damasus on TV, and I'll just well up, my eyes would be filled with tears, and I'll be like, that's the life I want. I want to tell stories. I want to be on screen. But I felt trapped because in Nigeria, Nigeria, expectations from your family. I come from a family of professionals, and what they wanted for me was to be an engineer, and that was the life that they had paved for me, and there was no turning back from it. I remember when I was in college, I had decided that I was going to quit engineering. I was going to turn back, I think, in my third year, and go study theater art. And they called the family meeting, and they were like, that's not going to happen, Daniel. You're going to see this thing through, and you're going to be an engineer, and that's it. So it was a struggle for me, but I think my breakthrough came after I graduated, and I was working for a couple of years, and at every opportunity I had, I'd go for open mic shows, and I'd do spoken word, at night. I'd go for auditions and stuff like that in the evenings. I'll go to sets, but then the next day I'll go back to my 9 to 5 as an engineer.
Wow.
So the two worlds existed side by side until I had this conversation with my uncle, who was this big dude in oil and gas. And he sat me down and he said, Daniel, listen, you're going to have to choose. This thing you're doing, this hobby you're doing is not sustainable. You're going to have to decide and take your life seriously. And at the time, he thought he was scaring me to dump entertainment or dump storytelling or dump film. But what I got was, dude, you have to make up your mind and dump engineering once and for all, and choose this life. My greatest fear was that it was not sustainable, because that's what they said. That's what they told me. You're going to be a hungry artist. You're going to be jumping from office to office, asking for people to give you funds for your film. Why don't you do something that's sustainable? And I believed the lie, so that was my greatest fear. But after I had the conversation with my uncle, of course I went to pray and fast, and I got some courage and some faith to take the leap of faith, or take that step. And first thing I did the next day was to type my resignation letter, walked to HR and dropped it, and that was it. I never looked back. And guess what, guys? I'm here today. I ain't hungry. I ain't begging. I made it, mama.
That's right. AMVCA nominee. Yes. All right. Can we get one more?
Hello, everybody. Get me lit. Come on. For me, I feel like I started Nollywood, my journey in Nollywood, and at that point in time, nobody was really writing lead roles for people my age. There was no really young boy lead roles, and I didn't look like I was age mates with them, Alex Ekubo, and all those people that are actually my age. So
wow, shade.
So I used to get
Shots
a lot
fired.
I used to get a lot of younger brother, a lot of son, no lines, and then I got a day player role on Tinsel. And I never used to have lines. I remember, because I used to be really popular in uni, so they knew me as this big boy. But when they were watching me on Tinsel, my boys would call me like, bro, we dey watch you now. You go talk.
Movie extra.
But I used to do it so passionately, and I didn't really let the chatter get to my head. But the story is, Tokwe Oshin, who is the director on Tinsel, was my director at the time. So even if I didn't have lines on screen, I always used to make sure I chatted her up. I always used to make sure that I showed her that I had what it takes. And then MTV Sugar came up. There was a closed audition. Normally I had no business being in that audition, but I got called for the closed audition because Tokwe Oshin noticed me on Tinsel. And B. Bandele, may God rest his soul, was the director of Sugar at the time. And the minute I stepped in, I had 9 to 5, ran out with the company driver to get to the closed audition, but that's not the story. The minute I got there and I just said, hello, good afternoon, my name is Timini, blah, blah, blah. He's like, yo, this is Toby. And I got the role for Toby on MTV Sugar. I ended up going 7 seasons, the only Nigerian actor that was in all seasons, and that's basically where my
A round of applause, please.
So it's just a thing where I didn't get sad or discouraged at the fact that I wasn't getting the lead roles that I knew that I deserved. And now I have inspired a whole generation of younger actors who now know that Nollywood is profitable, who are now getting lead roles. And, it is what it is now.
Wow, beautiful story. Stan?
Okay, so I think my entire career is an inspiration. I mean, I started off just looking at Ogo Okoye living in my compound and wanting to, Abe, connect me now. Where did they used to go and do this film thing? And they would say, oh, me, I'm just the actor. I don't know how it's the producers and the directors, So I remember my aunt saying then that, what did I want to do with myself, like career-wise? And I said I wanted to be an actor. And she said, okay, who are the actors that have made it in life? Point out. Hey, how much are they earning? And then I heard that Mercy Johnson was collecting 2 million. I said, hey, Mercy Johnson is there. And Dan Foster too, 1 million on radio. I said, to my mom, and Omagi. Because I don't know what he wants to do with his life. And something ignited in me that day. I didn't know how, but I knew that I wanted to make it in this industry. I started on my career doing a lot of comedy because that was what was available at the time. So you audition for sitcoms, up-and-coming actor, it was just sitcoms, it was just, so we would try before they do more like this, because people had to laugh, and I started getting it right. It now became a challenge because there's a problem of stereotype in the industry. So once you have done something and it's good, so everybody just thought I was a comedian. It's only when the title of the film is Mumu Botin, they say, oh, Stan, he'll be good for it, yeah. And I said, why am I just doing comedy? It was not hard to break. Nobody wanted to see me do serious stuff. No, that's not for him. Stupid characters. And that one now became prayer points. I wanted to break through. I wanted to break out of that norm. And one thing I wanted for my career throughout is to look colorful, to have a career that could do the bad guy, that could be the fine boy, that could be the sweet boy, that could cry. I just wanted to have color. But nobody was going to give me color because all they had seen about me was stupid. Up until 2015, somehow I got cast I read for Tolu Ajayi. You cast for that film as well. So it's called The Encounter, where I acted a soldier, a really brutal soldier. For some awkward reason, everybody now said, guy, I don't know, so you go sabi actor. You know, you have this thing, no. Even people that I've worked with, talk about Oshin, I'd worked with her on Tinsel, or how kind of stupid guy. Tell him a soldier. So he said, I didn't know you had this. So even people that had worked with me, and remember that Amaki wanted to cast me for something earlier in my career, and she has said that producers are lazy. Nobody really wants to dig deep and try and, you know, that one what you do for a mega film, just carry it, you know. So it became a challenge until I did that film and went on to do a lot of, you know, great characters. And over the years, I've done like Rattlesnake, I've carried Gun, I've done Emela Emotional. So I built color, and, you know, we're still viewing. And I'm not going to downplay the place of training as well. SD was in the room before. I don't know if she's left. She gave me my first training in the industry. Stella Damaso, I'm so grateful to you. Yeah. He was my teacher. Yeah, he was one of the facilitators. Yeah, 2010. Yes, 11 actually.
He's our senior in the industry.
All right, that was very inspiring. Okay, so we're going to wrap it up because our time is far spent. Last question for the day. In a highly competitive field like Nollywood, what advice do you have for aspiring actors who are just starting their career? I want everybody to go. We can keep it nice and short.
Make sure your gift keeps giving. Exercise the muscle every day. Make a video, share it, do whatever. Just make sure you're acting.
Do the gig you have right now like it's your last. You know, show up on time. Yes. Be courteous. You know, all those good things that will make people call you again. Yeah. Give a memorable performance.
Next. We don't want to hear it, Dan.
I have way too many enemies. Uncle, you too. Don't compete. Yeah, I never compete. You're on a journey all by yourself. The only competition is the old you. You know, you always have to be a better version of yourself. You dig in deeper and deeper and find meaning for this work that we do. There has to be purpose or you're going to burn out. It's as simple as that.
And sorry, Day, I mean, before you pass on the mic, because you haven't spoken today, just one quick question for you. What has been your negotiating, the success in navigating this ever-changing industry for you?
My success in navigating the industry?
Yes. How have you been successful at that?
Having really good mentors is a very crucial thing. He probably wouldn't remember, but I remember one time in 2013, I just quit my job. I walked up to RMD at a restaurant and I looked up at him and I said, "Sir, I want to be like you when I grow up."
Come on. Okay.
I'm happy to say today.
You're not.
You know, I hate you. I would say though that I have spent hours with RMD just getting into that, just trying to understand how he navigated the industry, and that's made life so much easier for me. And it's shown. He tells me stories about things that he went through, and I would go through those same experiences, and I'll make the same decisions that he made. And so when a few years ago I was named the highest grossing actor in Nollywood.
We're not going to hear the last of this, David. We're not going to hear the last of this.
Is it best actor or highest grossing actor? Best actor or highest grossing actor?
Baba, no competition.
So next with the advice, let's wrap up real quick. Omowunmi.
I would say the only person that can bring you down is you.
Yes.
First thing first, know what stuff you are made of.
That's right.
Never take no for an answer.
Oh, yes.
So even if they tell you no, it's their no, not your no.
Yes.
Keep working at being a better version of yourself.
Yes.
And do not ever forget the one who gave you breath and talent.
Yes.
God.
That's right. All right, Daniel?
Wow, yeah. I would say believe in your process. It's not going to happen overnight.
Yes.
It will take you time. It will take you investments. It will take you some hard time. Yes, it will take you some tears.
So you would know.
But just believe in your process. You get there, you know. The fame, all of those other things are not important. Awards, those things are great, they're not important. What is important is your craft. Focus on it and give yourself time. You get there.
Brilliant.
Can I add one more thing? Yeah. Please, no matter what it is, be disciplined. And this cuts across every industry, every sector, every trade.
That's right.
Please be disciplined. Yes. That's all, because nobody wants to work with an indisciplined actor. Nobody wants.
That's right. Correct. Exactly.
At least if acting doesn't work, you guys can be motivational speakers. Everybody's gingered. I feel like don't compete, but from the angle of like not watching what other people are doing and then now changing the way that you deliver what you deliver, because then you lose your source. You know, you need to find what makes you special, and then you need to keep on feeding that. You know, if DM is doing comedy, Stan is doing this. If I used to watch that and decide to change my style or what I had inside of me, I feel like I wouldn't have been able to bring it out, and I wouldn't have been special at the end of the day. So find what makes you special, and then just water that. You know, are you special? 100%.
All right.
100%.
All right. It has been a pleasure chatting with you. Thank you so much to the Nollywood Sensations. A round of applause for them. Thank you so much. All right. You may please be seated. All right. We are standing with the man of the hour. His wife, Toyosi, is the brains behind everything. I am standing with Nollywood actor Daniel. Daniel, first of all, as Toyosi's husband, how are you feeling seeing all of this coming together?
I feel so blessed. Oh my God.
You never expected it?
I never expected, but I did. I married an amazing wife. I married an amazing woman. I'm so proud of her. She's doing great work out here. I'm here to support her as well as be me, because I'm me. But yeah, it's amazing to celebrate Nollywood and being at the forefront of pushing the African narrative. It's long awaited. Afrobeats is doing amazing things. Why not Nollywood?
Why not Nollywood?
Nollywood has to come to the fore, man.
It's time for Nollywood.
We're right here for it.
Awesome. And Daniel, you know, you attended the festival last year. Did you see this coming? Did you imagine that Nigeria would have its own full day of activation at the Essence Festival?
Well, I kind of did, because the moment we got here last year and I heard how Toyosi, I heard what Toyosi said and how she was thinking, I'm like, this woman, she's going to blow it up. And this is just the beginning. Next year, it's even going to be bigger.
Okay. And the funny thing is, Toyosi is right there. Toyosi, join us real quick. Join us real quick. This is the power couple, ladies and gentlemen. This is the power couple. Toyosi, we are so proud of you. You are the brains behind everything. How does this feel?
Surreal. Yeah, surreal. I'm looking at the crowded room, looking at the line outside, looking at people just wanting to connect with Nollywood, and yeah.
Toyosi, when you attended the festival last year, did you see this coming?
No, I didn't. You know, last year was like a foot in the door. It was a panel, it was one movie, and it was like, okay, bye. I did not foresee this. Have you spoken to Lamonia?
Oh,
that's Lamonia. Okay, sorry.
No, she's coming up.
Okay.
But Toyosi, what is the future of Nollywood and Hollywood?
Okay, so my company is positioning itself to be the bridge between Nollywood and Hollywood. We need more collaborations. We need more strategic partnerships. We need more intention behind our relationship. Let's be close. You know, let's exchange, cultural exchange. Let's lift one another up. So I believe the future is one of beautiful collaborations and plenty money.
Plenty money. And so you're definitely fostering that connection. So what is the plan for the future festivals? Are we going to be seeing more Nigeria Day in the coming weeks?
The perfect person to ask.
Are we going to be having more Nigeria Day in the future?
Yes.
Of course, Daniel, don't leave. Come back.
Come back, Daniel. Come back. Let me introduce her. That's Lamonia. Lamonia is the film director of Essence Film Festival. She made this happen. She put this together. I think we should all just give her a round of applause, everyone. Lamonia. Yes.
I think we should say good afternoon, man.
We definitely want to do this every single year. We're so happy that we partnered with Toyosi and Daniel, and it's been a wonderful partnership. And I want to bring you some other people. So let me get Jimmy Akingbola. Let me get you over here.
Can we please get Jimmy Akingbola?
Let me get Nkeche.
Hi, Jimmy. Hey, Jimmy. Akaso. Hi, Jimmy. How are you? Tell us your role. What is your role?
I play Jeffrey in Bel Air, and it's an honor to be here. I was like, where's my invite to the Nigerian panel? I was surrounded by Jamaicans, which is fine, but Nkechi had me. She had my back.
Okay. Hey, hi, Nkechi.
Hi.
What is your role at the festival?
I am here to talk about show running. I'm the showrunner of All American, Homecoming, and Bound. So I'm here to sort of talk about, being a Niger woman, take it over.
This is the queen of TV right here.
Absolutely. So do you see more future collaborations with Nollywood and Hollywood?
I do. I think we're in that space now where it's about bringing all the elements together, but also about elevation. You know what I mean? And we've got so many fantastic directors, writers, producers. You've got the twins, who work with Daniel Kaluuya. So I'm just excited about the future, and I'm ready to collaborate with certain talent that is around me.
No pressure.
What are we doing? What are we doing?
All right, there you guys have heard it. There is a future with Nollywood, Hollywood, and other film industries in the world. And Toyosi, congratulations. Congratulations on pulling this together.
Quickly, yes. So Nollywood writers are not on strike.
No, we're not.
We're not.
We
So
are available.
if you need writers, if you need directors, we don't. Yes, please reach out. Reach out
Nollywood is available. We are working. We're outside. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you all so much. Thank you. Thank you. All right. I am standing with the beautiful Osas.
I know you gotta do that again.
Okay. All right. I am standing here with the beautiful Osas. Hello, Osas. Osas just flew in all the way from Lagos, Nigeria. Osas, how are you feeling? Welcome to New Orleans.
Thank you. Oh, I'm feeling amazing. I'm feeling so proud, honestly, to be here for this reason. It's amazing.
Yes, and a lot of people may not know this, but Osas was actually Hollywood, and then she moved to Nollywood, and then she's still Hollywood. Osas, how are you? What do you think is the future of Nollywood?
The future of Nollywood is telling our stories on a global scale. And the fact that we're here at Essence Film Festival is no small feat. It's a huge win for all of us. And it's amazing to see that so many walks of life get to appreciate our work. And we're working in Africa. So it's just bringing home to home and just showcasing who we are. We're telling our stories. It's so great.
Absolutely. And Osas, when you heard that Nollywood was going to Essence, how did that make you feel?
I said I need to book my flight now.
You're like, I'm outside.
I'm outside. We outside. Yes.
So Osas, what do you think is the future? Do you see collaborations between Nollywood, Hollywood, and other film industries in the world?
It's truly amazing because it's already happening. And it's just gonna propel everyone that's a part of this movement, It's Nollywood, it's Hollywood. I love Bollywood. It's, just coming together, telling our stories. And everyone does the same thing. They connect. It's a human story, so everyone can really appreciate what it is that we're doing.
And everyone that has been paying attention knows that Afrobeat has been basically taking over the world. Do you foresee this for Nollywood?
I foresee it, waiting on it, praying on it, betting on it. It's going to come to pass.
And it will come to pass. Osas, welcome again to New Orleans, and we hope you enjoy the rest of the festival.
Thank you.
Thank you. So we just finished premiering the film House of Secrets here at the Essence Film Festival in New Orleans. And Shwan, you are the star of the show. How are you feeling today? Welcome to New Orleans.
Thank you. It's good to be here, actually. I feel great.
Awesome.
I feel honored and excited, right? Like you mentioned, House of Secrets just premiered.
Yes.
And the feedback has been splendidly amazing.
Awesome. So, Shwan, when you shot this film, did you in any way see it happening at the Essence Festival? Did you see it premiering at the Essence Festival?
I didn't. I didn't, actually. And it was like sort of like a last minute, arrangement, but it was perfect timing because the movie also premiered last night on Amazon Prime.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's such a huge, big deal. Especially for Nollywood, that this movie is globally accepted and it's quite successful, So
That's awesome. So, Shwan, are you foreseeing in the future collaborations between Nollywood and Hollywood and other, countries in the world?
Absolutely. That's why we're here. The biggest black film festival in the world. Yes. We have the second biggest production, producing film nation, which is Nigeria, in the world. So that synergy cannot go unnoticed, right? And so we're here to see how we can forge those collaborations, especially involve, other black actors, talent, with what we're doing in Africa, with our stories as well, and get those stories to travel globally.
Awesome. And Shwan, congratulations on premiering your film at the Essence Festival. We hope that you continue to enjoy the rest of the festival. And welcome again to New Orleans.
Thank you. Absolutely.
Thank you. All right, I am standing with a representative of Ghana, the beautiful Ghanaian actress Juliet Ibrahim. Juliet, how are you feeling? Welcome to New Orleans.
Thank you. I'm feeling great.
You're feeling great. So, Nigeria has their own day today. Yeah. Ghana has their own day tomorrow. Did you, you've been in the industry for so long. Did you ever foresee this coming?
Honestly, I think I did. I'm one of those very hopeful Africans that I feel like the time will come. And this is the time has come. Essence Festival of Culture is all about, the culture. And Africa is the culture. Africa is where everybody wants to be. Right now, everybody's trying to find their DNA, to trace back their roots to Africa. And this is happening right here. And I'm super excited to be one of those pioneers from the filmmaking industry that are here representing Ghana and Nigeria. Absolutely. Kenya, South Africa. Everybody's here, and it's been amazing. Yeah.
Absolutely. And the purpose of this was to foster connections between Nollywood, Hollywood, Gollywood, you name it. Do you think that's going to be possible?
It's possible. There are already so many amazing movies that are, and collaborations that are happening back home from Ghana, especially. We've opened up our doors when the year of return started, and then now we have beyond the year of return. So all year round, we have filmmakers, we have actors, we have musicians coming through to Ghana, networking, connecting, investing in the country. And then we have people who are looking at Ghana just because of the fact that people like us make amazing movies for them to see how beautiful the country is. And that's the same thing Nigeria, they're doing for Nigeria Day by having us collaborate. Ghanaians and Nigerians, we've been filming movies for so many years. And, now Hollywood and Africa doing such amazing projects. Like I just worked on one which we're screening here at the Essence Film Festival. It's called 9 Movie. It was directed by Chris Atto. He's also a Ghanaian filmmaker, and it's produced by Hollywood people. We have South African actors in there. We have myself in there, and then some American actors. So we have these kind of collaborations that are happening already, and all we just need to do is to do more of it, that we can have them in as blockbusters in the global space, not just limiting it to African cinemas. Yeah.
You know what? You said you're doing something with Hollywood. I decree and declare that this time next year, you will be collecting your Oscar. Say amen.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you so much, Juliet, and welcome again to New Orleans. We hope that you do enjoy the rest of the festival. Thank you.
To eat more of my gumbo, something. I've had like etouffee. I've eaten all the local stuff
all
here.
the local stuff.
So I'm going back to eat again. Yes.
Okay.
Nola.
Save some for me. Nola, thank you so much. Thank you. I am standing with Mr. Stan Inze himself. Where's our Lolo?
Lolo is right about it.
Where's our Lolo? Stan, Lolo, come and join us. Come and join us. I am here with Lolo. And what did you go by again?
Mazinze.
Mazinze. And Lolo.
And Oriako.
They have flown all the way from Lagos, Nigeria. Welcome to New Orleans. How are you feeling?
Really good, hot. The weather is hot.
I know you're not saying it's hot. You came from Lagos.
No, Lagos is actually learning, but it has so much similarities with Lagos. I mean, it gives us that Lagos vibe, the culture. I see a lot of Ankara in the atmosphere. I see a lot of, pumped energy, a lot of beautiful people around, good, welcoming people. So yeah, it has that Lagos vibe. I see a lot of traffic as well.
Exactly. And you've been in the industry, the two of you have been in the industry for so long, but did you foresee Nigeria, collaborating at the Essence Festival?
Well, not this soon. So this is literally, it's like a big deal. And yes, it's quite a big deal. I mean, it started happening, but not like, just like right now. So it means that our dreams are really valid, and this is literally the list of our collaborations. I mean, that's Nollywood and and Hollywood. Yeah.
So Mazi and Lolo, I decree and declare, but this time next year you'll pick up your Oscar.
Amen.
We receive it gladly.
It then means it's something simple that producers, you have to start working on those scripts. You have to start sending those scripts because you can't win Oscar without projects.
Exactly.
So please, as you're watching, just send us a project that is going to stretch us so that eventually when the Academy sees it, they will say, Mazi, no arguments. Take your awards, Oscar.
Do people hear that voice? Do you hear that voice? Imagine that voice in your film.
Exactly.
That's superstar right there.
Why not? All right, thank you so much for joining us at the Essence. I know that you still have your panel discussions coming up, so we hope that you continue to enjoy the rest of the festival. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right, so I am standing with fine boy Ayola, aka Aminu Garba, or formerly ex-Aminu Garba. Ayola, it is so good to have you here. Welcome to New Orleans. How are you feeling?
I feel great. I feel very welcomed. I feel like this is home, really, and I'm excited to be here.
You know, Ayola, you kind of left Nollywood, or you did not leave, or you're still one leg in, one leg out. Are you trying to go Hollywood? Tell us.
I never left.
Okay.
Right? We're trying to be, one of the things was exactly global impact, and try to reach as many people as you can reach. Try to play your part in moving your industry forward. The more people we have propagating the good news of Nollywood and what we have to offer, the better. I mean, it's not just me. There's so many people trying to do it, and so many people doing a great job at it. And the prayer is just that we have as many people come. Just come and make the impact. Yeah.
And Ayola, when you joined Nollywood many years ago, because you're sort of a pioneer now at this point, did you foresee yourself at the Essence Festival?
First of all, I don't see myself as a pioneer. We're still, working towards, just making an impact. That's just it. I see myself at Essence. I've always wanted to be here. Okay. It's just a dream come true. Okay. And I believe this is the first of many to come.
And now Afrobeats is making waves around the world.
As it should.
As well deserved as it should. Do you see Nollywood making those kind of waves?
Absolutely. As a matter of fact, Nollywood is already making that kind of impact. You have so many external arms of Nollywood. They're not necessarily Nollywood, but they're representatives of Nigerian culture. You have so many people. You have Folake, so many Chiwetel Ejiofor. You have David Oyelowo, so many of them. They might not know they're paving the way, but they are for us. I absolutely believe it's Nollywood's time. It's been happening. Yes. It's just going to get bigger.
Yes. And the purpose of this festival is to foster those connections with Nollywood, Hollywood, and other film industries in the world. What do you think about that?
It's a great initiative. The more we connect, the better or stronger we get. There's this saying, I can't remember exactly how it goes, something about the spider's web. Yes. It's just something about connecting all the dots together. Yes. It might not necessarily be for us, it might be for the next generations to come, but we just need to play our part. And that's what's happening here, connecting, sharing ideas. Right. You never know what comes out of it, so why not just connect?
All right. Thank you so much, Ayola, for joining us. We hope you continue to enjoy the rest of the festival, and welcome again to New Orleans.
Thank you, man.
It's good to have you here. Thank you. Yes. All right, I am standing here with fine boy Timini, Lagos bad boy, everything. It's giving. I'm liking the, okay. So Timini, welcome to New Orleans. I heard you just flew in all the way from Lagos.
Yes, it was like a 75-hour flight.
You're smelling good though.
Thank you so much. It was a long-ass flight, but I'm really excited to be here, At the end of the day, it's important to come and, preach the gospel of Nollywood here in New Orleans at the Essence Festival, which is one of the biggest platforms, in terms of festivals, in terms of networking and all of that. So I'm excited to be here.
Absolutely. And, Timini's sister, Dakore, was one of the pioneers of the industry. And then you joined her. When you joined her, did you foresee yourself at the Essence Festival?
No, not necessarily. I just joined her. I just winged it. I didn't really have much plans. But 14 years down the line, I've just got back from Paris for the Nollywood Film Festival there. I had 2 films showing. Now I'm here at the Essence Festival in New Orleans, and I'm just really excited because, yes, what's in the past is nice, but I'm really more excited about what's in the future. It's looking really bright. It's a very good time to be Nigerian. It's a very good time to be African. And yeah, it's a very good time to be on top of the game in Nollywood.
Okay. And Timini, Hollywood will fit you. Do you see yourself there?
No, I feel like Hollywood needs me. We need Nigerian actors telling African stories and really just interpreting it properly. I'm tired of hearing the fake accents. I'm tired of hearing the false representation. And, Bad Boy T is here.
Yes.
Yeah. So you guys call me.
Absolutely. Call him. Call Timini. So the purpose of this festival is to foster the connection between Hollywood and Nollywood. Yeah. Can you see a collaboration in the future?
Yeah, I feel like the opportunities for collaborations, it's been long overdue. I believe that the Nollywood industry, there's something magical in the way that we make our films. Yeah. There's something magical in the way that we tell our stories that cannot be replicated, So I feel like Hollywood needs to bring that budget and merge it with our stories so that we can tell bigger stories and tell better stories that represent the African people.
Absolutely. Thank you, Timini. It is so great to have you here. I know you're going to be speaking today at the Essence Festival. We're looking forward to that. And welcome to New Orleans.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right. I am standing here with Bisola, art director, designer, and producer, who has produced on multiple Nollywood films, music videos, you name it. Bisola, welcome to New Orleans. How are you feeling?
Good, thank you. I'm happy to be here. Yeah.
Okay. And you flew in all the way from Lagos, Nigeria. You were at the festival last year. Bisola was here at the Essence Festival last year. Did you foresee this coming? Did you think Nigeria was going to have a whole day?
No, I didn't, but I'll just say to the organizers that this is very amazing. This is an amazing day to have. It's very beautiful, very intimate, and then we hope to see more of this in the coming festival. Yes.
Awesome. So Bisola, you've been designing sets and all of that. What do you think about, I know Hollywood always has the bigger pockets. But somehow you've been able to design Hollywood standard sets in Nollywood. How has that process been?
So first of all, it's about being intentional about what you want to do. Yes, we have a budget problem in Nollywood, but we have some production companies who give like a very fair budget. Yeah. So it's just best to use what you have to, create something very top-notch, very classy, something that the world can see and totally relate to and see that it's not shabbily done. So yeah, just putting your best foot forward and doing as much as you can to stand out. I think my major watchword is doing something exceptionally different. Yes. And creating a touch, like having a niche for yourself. So on projects that I work on, there's always something different.
There is always something. And Bisola, so do you see yourself designing Hollywood sets? I can see it.
Yes!
You better say yes. Speak it into existence.
Hell yes. I'm open to work, collaborations, and I don't even mind training and learning in Hollywood. I mean, it's Hollywood. Who doesn't
want to aspire, right?
Exactly.
Aspire.
Exactly. Even if it's to intern in the production design department, I'm here for it.
Absolutely. Yeah. Bisola, it is so nice to have you in New Orleans. Welcome to NOLA, and we hope that you continue to enjoy the rest of the festival.
Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
Bisola.
Thank you guys. Keep watching Nollywood.
Yes.
We're here to take over.
Absolutely. We're about to take over. Thank you, Bisola. Thank you. All right, I am standing with fine boy Shwan Ajayi, who has flown all the way from Lagos, Nigeria, to join us here at the Essence Festival. Shwan, welcome to New Orleans. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I'm so glad this is happening in my generation. And
in your time.
In my time.
In your time.
It's going to be in the history books.
Yes, sir.
But beyond that, beyond the individual relish of it, there's the fact that we're building an industry with, a friend of mine, Etim Effiong, said something about, developing vessels from home and sending them all over the world. There's so many stories to tell out of Nigeria, out of Africa. Yes. Nigeria, for instance, has almost we have so many stories within 250 different ethnic groups. Yes. They all have history, they all have, what's different about them. So there's so much to share. But we want to share it in the language that the world understands and the language that the world can consume it. So that's why we're here saying, we have good products, we're about to export. And we're going to export all over you guys.
Absolutely.
You guys think that, the music is great. Wait till you find out what the stories behind the music is.
Yes.
That's where we're going.
Absolutely.
That's where we're going.
And I have to say, I like the outfit. I like it's giving Fresh Prince, it's giving Africa, it's giving everything. I can tell that you definitely rep Africa. So do you see yourself collaborating with Hollywood in the future?
Absolutely. So before I started my career, one of the things that I said to myself was, I want to be able to work on any set on the face of the earth. Yes. Now, so the biggest outlet of storytelling is Hollywood. It's right here. Yes. You can make a noise here and the whole world hears it. So where best to do that from? But here,
Here, yes.
we start from home, we collaborate with people here, and we make that noise and it goes everywhere.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. Well, Shwan, it has been great chatting with you. Welcome to New Orleans, and we're looking forward to listening to your panel discussion at the festival.
And we're going to be back.
Yes. We're going to be back next year.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much. I am standing here with an icon, a golden lady with a golden heart, one of the pioneers of Nollywood, one of the faces of Nollywood. I'm standing here with no other than the beautiful Stella Damassa. Stella, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling good, happy, excited.
So Stella has flown all the way from Atlanta to join us here at the Nigeria Day, at the Essence Festival. Now, Stella, back in the day, back in the day, you're one of the pioneers, you're one of the leads, you're the face of Nollywood, one of the faces of Nollywood. Did you ever see this coming?
In the beginning, it was not like this. We didn't expect all of this. We're doing our films for ourselves to entertain ourselves. But after a while, when we noticed that people started paying attention to our work, recognizing us in the streets of New York and the UK, we were like, okay, we're coming out. They're seeing us. They're hearing us. And fast forward 20-something years later, here we are at the biggest Black festival in America. Like, who would have thought?
I know, who would have thought? And this is such a big deal. The purpose of this festival is to foster connections between Hollywood, Nollywood, and other film industries in the world. Do you see that happening in the future?
Oh, definitely. We've already started the conversation. We know that we are going global, and we are trying to make sure that our content is relatable. We're trying to make sure that we tell our authentic stories, but using proper plots and structures, so that other nationalities can understand what we're doing and work in collaboration with us as well. So it's working.
All right. And right now Afrobeats is reigning. Afrobeats is leading. I think it is time for Nollywood. What do you think about that?
It's time. And the time is now. It has started.
Yes. And it started with this.
Yes. And I'm glad that I'm here to see this, to experience this. Yeah.
Yes. And Stella, we're going to be experiencing you speaking and passing on knowledge to the up and coming. You've been here for you spanned so many decades. How have you gained that staying power?
Reinventing myself. I keep studying, I keep growing, I still take classes, I still read, just to make sure that I'm moving with the times, I'm not stuck. I know what's going on today, and I'm going on with the modern way of doing things. So that's a very good way to stay relevant, and people know that, okay, she's listening, she understands, yeah.
Oh, wow, you heard that. She's reinventing herself. She's still taking acting classes, even with over 30 years of experience. Stella, it is so nice to have you here. Welcome to New Orleans, and we hope that you continue to enjoy the rest of your time here at the festival. Thank you so much.